Well, namaste. Yesterday we have discussed that how the poem focuses on the upbringing of a small child. It also focuses on the struggle of a child. It also focuses on the struggle of a child for his freedom. A child felt irritated. He felt irritated. The child is dreaming about a freedom and to enjoy his life in the open air like a mermaid. Here the poet has deliberately taken the topic that children should not be deprived from the freedom. Children should not be deprived from the freedom. And Amanda, the girl is ready to accept, but he wants a little space for his freedom, a space for her freedom. She wants to accept the conditions, the code of conduct that is laid by the society, but not at the cost of her freedom. She has not been given sufficient space by her mother. For that, she was that much annoyed that she wished to be orphan. Here you see how much the girl might be irritated, how much the child may be irritated that he wished to be an orphan. So here you could see that a child is strongly longing for her freedom. So the poem conveys the moral that children need to be allowed more freedom. Children need to be given more space, more freedom. They feel irritated and annoyed when there is a restriction in their life. The childhood is the most beautiful stage of everybody's life. So, we should allow a child to grow to enjoy his childhood. But the rat race of competitiveness has turned us to be insensitive. How we could forget that a child is always what she dreams about. She dreams about the more that she should enjoy her freedom into the open air. Freedom into the open air. Open air, that is the sea. Now come to the I am an orphan. I am an orphan. I am an orphan roaming the street. Here you see the line. Why Amanda called herself an orphan? Here, as she has been nagged, as she has been put into so many restrictions, she felt annoyed. She felt irritated as she wants to enjoy her freedom. She doesn't like too much instructions. She is ready to accept. She is ready to adopt. She is ready to learn, but not at the cost of her freedom. She should be given a space, and for that reason, she wished to be an orphan. Here, Here she is annoyed by the restrictions. She is annoyed by the code of conduct that is laid down in the society for a child. Clear? She is annoyed. She is irritated. And for that, she wished to be an orphan. She wished to be an orphan, roaming in the street. Why? So that she could roam, she could enjoy. Roaming means what? Oh, she could enjoy walking freely. Here, look at the wish for a freedom. Roam the street, petted. I am an orphan roaming the street. Here, a metaphor is being used. She directly compares herself to the orphan. I am an orphan. I am an orphan. So here it is metaphor. Here the whole line is a metaphor. It is a metaphor. She is comparing herself to an orphan. Why? She felt that it is better to be an orphan. Why? Because she was annoyed by the restriction. Why she wished to be an orphan? Because she is annoyed. She is annoyed by the restriction. She is annoyed by the restrictions. The restrictions that is put before her. She is irritated by the way she is being nagged. She don't like to be nagged. So, share here that I am an orphan roaming the street, and she wants to wander into the street freely. Pattern soft dust with the hust, barefoot, and she wants to walk on those dusty parts, on those dusty lands. What? How? Barefooted, without any slipper, nange paw, naked footed. She wants to walk on this dusty earth, patterned, soft dust, patterned. She patterned and she tried to make. What she wished to say, that she wished to be an orphan and move freely into the street with barefooted. The silence is gold and freedom is sweet. Again metaphor is used. Both the silence is gold and freedom is sweet. Here the two metaphor. How silence is gold. How silence is what? Speech is silver, but silence is gold. When you speak, you lose the importance. Silence, when you're in silence, here it is silence means peace. Peace. Here silence is peace. Silence. That is peace. The peace. Peace of mind. She is talking about that the peace of the mind. If she is free, there will be a peace of mind and it will be like gold. The freedom is sweet. And how? The freedom? Silence is compared with the gold. Silence is compared with the gold. Silence is compared to gold, and freedom is compared to sweet. How it is sweet? How freedom is sweet? It is sweet because there is no restriction. It is sweet because you know what is the strength of your freedom. When you are free, you have so many rights. You have so many rights. But at the same time, my dear children, you should remember, the right and duty go shoulder to shoulder. If freedom is sweet, duty is also sweet. Your responsibility should be also sweet. But a child hardly cares about his or her duty. They only think about freedom. And freedom is, why they call that freedom is sweet? Because when we are free, they can do whatever they wish to. So here you could see that how strongly Amanda is longing for her freedom. She doesn't like excess of pressure. Through the poem, the poet focused on what? How a child could be brought. Upbringing of a small child, what are the things that is required? They need to be taught, but overfeeding, over restrictions, over nagging, they felt irritated. As a parent, we should give them a little space for their imagination. Because a child has her own imagination. Here you see, she wished to be free like the mermaid that swims into the green sea. So here you see the imagination, and she wants that space. When that space is shrink, that space is shrink, that is overindulgence. Overindulgence. We should not indulge. Interruption. A child doesn't like over interruptions. Of course, they want to accept, they want to learn, but not at the cost of their freedom. And as a parent, we should give them that much of a space so that they could enjoy their freedom, their world of fancy, their world of dreams. The child has her own world of dreams. So we have no right to disturb those dreams. So here, through Amanda, the poet, wants to convey the message. Message that, what is the message that children should be given freedom. Now, don't eat the chocolate. Again the complaint. Don't eat the chocolate. Amanda is again nagged. She has been restricted for not eating the chocolate, Amanda. Remember your aunts. A-N-A-C-N-E. Acne, pimples. Acnes. A-C-N-E. Pimples. Her mother wants to remind her about her pimples, the pimple that has grown on her cheeks. That if you will not eat, if you will not stop eating chocolate, Amanda, you will you please look at when I am speaking to you. Will you please look at me? She wants to pay attention to her mother's word. Here you see, again, her freedom is being attacked. Her freedom is being interrupted. In the above line, she doesn't want it, but as her mother was so adamant over tout, overfeeding, she wants to make her child a wonder child, and it cannot be possible in a single day. But the funny thing is that we the parent often forget. We try to tune our child on our own music. How? It's a very important question. How a parent can forget that every child has his or her own tune. They have their own world of fancy. They have their own world of dreams. And though we are parents, though they are born from us, but we have no right to spoil or to indulge or to interrupt into their dreams. Let them grow into their own space. Of course, some teaching, some moral values, some code of conduct need to be taught. But it cannot be done in a single day, in a single year. It takes passages of time. It takes time. Here, mother is looking very impatient. She wants her to listen her carefully. How she could forget that a child is her own dreamiest states of mind. A child always focus on what? Her hobbies, her choice, her playmates, how she could be. So here, will you please look at me when I am speaking to you? Stern. Look at the disciplinary. She wants her child to be extremely disciplined. Of course, discipline is good, but too much of everything is bad. Here, too much. Through this poem, the poet wished to convey the message that we should not be overfeeding. There should not be excess of everything. Here, the excess of the thing is being done. Look at, here she is being pointed out, reminding, constant complaint that look at me when I am speaking to you. I am again, but the child is not. Here she again wished to enjoy her freedom. She compares herself with the Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a fairy queen who used to live in a tower. That is a huge, long tower. Rapunzel was a girl from a fairy tale who used to live in a huge tower. She has a long golden hairs, and she often let her golden hair down. Down for whom? To her lover, to catch it and climb it. But here she is not like that Rapunzel only. She does not want to let her hair down. Amanda, like Rapunzel, does not want to let her hair down through the huge tower. She doesn't want to be disturbed. She doesn't allow anybody to come or to disturb her. She doesn't like any disturbance. She doesn't like any interruptions. Clear? Here you see a very beautiful picture of a freedom is being talked about. Here you see, I am Rapunzel, I have no care. I am Rapunzel, here again metaphor. I am the queen. I am the fairy queen. I have not care. I wish to enjoy freedom like the fairy queen Rapunzel, who has been captured in the huge tower. So I want to enjoy the freedom like her. But life in a tower I have not a care. Life in a tower of tranquil and rare. I am not that kind of a Rapunzel who has been life of tranquility, life of solitary, life of care. She doesn't want that kind of a life. She only wants a lonely life, a life full of freedom. No care. Life in a tower is a tranquil and rare. It is certainly never let down, my bride. And like Rapunzel, she doesn't like to let her hair down, to come anybody. Here the reference of Rapunzel, who has been captured in a long tower, and she has a very beautiful long hairs. She often lets her hair down so that her beloved, or so that her lover hold her plaits of the golden plaits of her hair and climb. Here she is different. She doesn't like to let her hair down. It means though she wants to live in the huge house without any restriction and wants to enjoy freedom uninterruptedly, endlessly, without any guest, without any outsiders. Here you see her attitude. Look at her strong wish, how strongly Amanda is longing for her total freedom. Here, Amanda is a symbolic of all the child who wish to enjoy freedom. Unconditional freedom. Unconditional freedom. Unconditional. Rapunzel. ZDL. Rapunzel. R-A-P-U-N-Z-E-L. R-A-P-U-N-Z-E-L. Rapunzel. The fairy queen. The fairy, a girl from the fairy tale. Here you see. Now next, Rapunzel. Now next, stop that sulking at once. Again, in spite of that, she doesn't like, but her mother constantly complaining that stop the sulking. sulking the at once. Don't be in bad mood. Sulking is in bad mood. Amanda, you are always so moody. Mother called her that you are so moody. Don't be sulking. Why you are spoiling my mood? Why you are spoiling me? You are always Amanda. And I would think I am a nag to it. And you always make me annoyed. Here, the mother is also irritated. She tells her that why you want to annoy me. In fact, the mother is not annoyed. The mother is only thinking about herself. If she would have thought about the way she was constantly complaining, constantly irritating, constantly admonishing and scolding her daughter, how much annoyance, how much annoyed she has been not given sufficient space. So she is annoyed, and she was that much annoyed that imagine that she wished to be orphaned. How much she was annoyed, you may understand. A child loves his parents the most, but the girl was that much irritated, that much annoyed, that she wished to be annoyed, to be an orphan. Here you see the height. Here you see the height of the child dream. Sometimes you become so irritated. So here the psychological part of a child is better. That a child should not be overdoing, over-teaching, over-discipline, over-indulgence, over-interruptions. They all make them irritated and annoyed. And here you see her mental condition. That she is annoyed. Annoyed would think that nagged at you. And it is in fact the mother is not annoyed. That if you are, the way you are moody, it annoys me. Stop being sulk. Stop being sulky. Don't be sulky. Don't be in negative. She wants her to be smart. And if she would not stop, it will annoy her mother to complain. But at the same time, in fact, the word annoys, it is the girl child who is being annoyed. It is the Amanda who is being annoyed, not her mother. It is